Practitioner at Miracle Center for Spiritual Living, 2653 South Taylor Road in Cleveland Heights, Ohio. Just want to say welcome to everyone. Welcome.
Thank you. Welcome.
It is January 11th, 2026, and the order of service is, our monthly theme is Stretching into Possibility. Prelude was by Gilbert Zachary, and I am your pulpit assistant today, H. Jerry Lawson. And we'll start off with having our invocation. So if you would just prepare, feet flat on the floor, take a nice cleansing breath. Infinite Spirit, in whom we live, move, and have our being, we acknowledge the presence and power of God that's right here with us. God is in this building at 2653 South Taylor Road. God is in Gilbert Zachary as he plays his beautiful music. God is in each and every other person that's working to enhance this wonderful Sunday at Miracle Center for Spiritual Living. God is in Christopher. And most of all, God is in myself, and God is in our minister today, Reverend June Clark. And we know that God is right here working in and through us, and everything is done to perfection. And I just give thanks. And if you're in agreement with me, you can say with me, and so it is.
So it is.
And so we let it be. Amen. And welcome again to Miracle Center for Spiritual Living. It's a wonderful day. Woke up this morning and my wife says, "Oh, it snowed last night." And I looked outside and this beautiful white carpet was covering the entire world. And I looked on my back patio and it's like, uh-oh, that's more snow than what I thought could fall. But it wasn't that much, so we could still drive through it. Our monthly theme summary. As we embark on a year of rising higher and growing deeper, let's revisit the fundamentals of science of mind. The thing itself, the way it works, what it does, and how to use it. Chapters 1 to 4 of the Science of Mind. It's important to realign with these core principles while also expanding our understanding into our daily lives. Together, we'll explore how to stretch into higher and deeper possibilities by grounding into the Science of Mind principles by Ernest Holmes. Science of Mind perspective. We do not create laws and principles, but discover and make use of them. Ernest Holmes, The Science of Mind, pages 31 through 32. The sum total of our thought, will, purpose, and belief creates a tendency in this law that causes it to react to us according to the sum total of that belief. Ernest Holmes, The Science of Mind, page 38. We experience good and evil because we perceive a presence of duality rather than unity. Ernest Holmes, The Science of Mind, page 39. That we must go the way of the law is a fundamental tenet of this science, because nature obeys us as we first obey it. and our obedience to it is our acceptance of it. How much can we believe? As much as we can believe will be done unto us. Ernest Holmes, The Science of Mind, page 38. Ignorance of the law excuses no one from its effects. If then certain specific ways of thought and belief have proved limitations, other beliefs will change them. And now we're going to have a beautiful, wonderful song by C.C. Williams, I Love You, Lord. Can we all say that? I love you, Lord.
I love you, Lord. Amen. I felt that in my spirit, in my soul.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
That was good.
And now, Reverend June, our topic today is we must learn to believe.
Good morning. I had told Chris, I said, you know, that song's a little long. I'll let you know when to turn it down. I couldn't let it go. Just beautiful, beautiful. The words. Whew. What would we do without it? Oh, we think we know so much. Don't know much at all. Not much at all. On my way here, how did the person put it? Do we believe because we learn to believe, or do we just believe? And I said, God, I'm on my way to church. I know what I think I'm going to be talking about. Now you throw this in my head. So, it fits along with the talk today, and it fits to what that song is saying, what it's singing to us, the goodness of God. What do we believe? Do we believe because we're taught certain things, or prior to being taught, do we just believe? I don't know. It started, I guess, let me see. We must learn to believe. Do we need to learn to believe, or do we just believe? That's another topic for another Sunday. I can't. I have to mull that over in my mind, because spiritually, the truth is that I didn't learn anything about God. Well, should I say that, or maybe I don't think I learned anything about God until I started going to church very early. But I went to church because my mother put certain clothes on me and opened the door, and we walked out and we walked to church. And now, what did I understand at that time? The message was the man up there with his back turned towards us. I was Catholic. He was speaking in Latin. So am I believing, or am I just behaving so that my mother doesn't pop me for wiggling too much? I did learn not to move around in church. But, you know, we must learn to believe. So ever onward with what I've got here today. But think about it. Think about it. Do we just believe because someone tells us to, or that we ought to do certain things in order to learn how to believe? Interesting question. And that was brought over my radio this morning. So we're going to move ahead, and we're going to start on page 38 in the fourth paragraph in the Science of Mind textbook. And most of the information here lately, and I've kind of been focusing on, is in the textbook. So on page 38, and it's in the 4th paragraph, and it says, just a second, try to get myself, I don't want to make it, okay. Thank you. Okay, Chris is fixing my microphone. Suppose one is laboring under the idea of limitation. Suppose one is laboring under the idea of limitation. His whole thought is a picture of limitation. Wow. Do you ever get in that mood? It doesn't work. Nothing's working. Why am I bothering? It doesn't work anyway. And I'm not talking about, or am I talking about it as God? Because when we doubt, we're doubting God. We're not doubting ourselves, because we are so perfectly correct about everything. We know what we know. We do what we do. But when we say it's not working, who is it that's not working? Who does the doing? Who does the thinking, really? Who does the negative attitude? We do. But is God negative? No, never, never, ever. So, suppose one is laboring under the idea of limitation. His whole thought is a picture of limitation. Guess what you get? Limitation. No matter what. If it looks like you're being limited, if you look like you can't figure something out, then that's the truth. It's limitation in your mind, in your thought patterns, in your awareness of, my gosh, I can't even get it together today because I can't think right. Who's doing the thinking? Who's doing the limitation? Where is he placing himself in mind? And mind has a capital M. Where are you placing yourself within the atmosphere of God? Are you more than God's mind if you're thinking, I can't do it, I'm limited? Is this spacesuit that I walk around in, that I feed, that I dress, that I pay attention to, is that limitation on self as a human being? Or are we looking at, what does it say? Where is he placing himself in mind? Got to do a little bit more beyond chastising oneself. Is not a good thing, because you're literally chastising God, the God that works within you as you in all aspects of your life. Is he not in substance saying, I cannot, and cannot in italics, I cannot have and enjoy good things? Do you do that to yourself? And he is demonstrating that he cannot have or accomplish good. It may take time to reshape the basis of his thought. He must commence by saying, in other words, you got to change your thinking, change your life, and move on to a new and appropriate way of looking at life. Quote, I perceive that because I am what I am, because of this infinite thing that overshadows eternity and finds itself abiding place in me. I'll read that again because it's too good for me to mess up here. I perceive that because I am what I am, because of this infinite thing that overshadows eternity and finds its abiding place in me, I know that good is now mine, all good. All good is mine right now, everywhere present. Nothing, no thing can be anything within me as me except this infinite beingness. Infinite thing, even thing is capitalized, capital T. Infinite thing overshadows eternity and finds its abiding place in me. I know that good is now mine, all good. So if there's anything that you are expressing to yourself that is not good or make you happy or that you're satisfied with, it's not God. It's that humanness within us that takes over, that it's not even another thing. It's not an entity. It's not it. Oh, we can't say it's not it because it certainly is not it because it expresses God. It just is wrong. It's just wrong to think that anything could be negative, could be wrong in our lives. If we are breathing, the song says, it is running through me. Therefore, it is God expressing as me, and therefore there cannot be anything that is negative that is expressing in your life. And as the question came up this morning, do you learn to believe or do you just believe? According to Holmes, there is no mental coercion in this. We do not will things to be done. You ever try and will something to be done? Think you're really doing something? That's it. That's the joke. If you ever want to think that you're running the show, that's how you make God laugh. And we had a few laughs in here, which means we understand it's not us. It's not what we got on. It's not what we buy. It's not what we eat. In some senses, it is what we eat. It's just the essence and the truth of God. There is no mental coercion in this. We do not will things to be done. Things are brought into being not by will, but by the power of the self-assertive truth. Mr. Holmes, Mr. Ernest Holmes, one paragraph, the end of page 38 and the top of page 39, put it all in a nutshell. As soon as we believe what we believe, it is done unto us. I talked to a young lady yesterday evening, and she said, I caught the flu from so-and-so and so-and-so. And I said, okay. And then you think about that. Is that blaming somebody else because the flu is around and they purposely gave it to you? That was the essence. That person just gave me the flu, because where I work, the people I work with, they were wearing masks, and then when they took them off to go home, that's when I caught the flu. Isn't that the way we think? We got to watch our thinking. We got to really watch our thinking. There is no mental coercion in this. We do not will things to be done. Things are brought into being, not by will, but by the power of the self-assertive truth. So, is God the flu? I don't wait yet, because I'm not going to give you that answer, because I'm working on it. I'm working on it. But think about it. How much can one demonstrate? Just what one can believe. I just get a little mixed up sometime. And the next sentence here says, how much can we see? How much can we accept? How much can we find in our consciousness that is no longer repudiated by our own denials? Whatever this is in capital letters, that much we can have. If you believe in the flu, you can get the flu. I have not believed in the flu, but I did believe in it before I left California. I did not get a flu shot because I was coming to Cleveland. And at that time, I really don't remember saying, don't believe in the flu because it's not God expressing. But I never got a flu shot since I've been here. So I must hold that holy truth that God is not the flu. I don't know. But if you get the flu, then think about, did I ask for it? Did I expect it? Do I believe in it? I don't know. I'm not going to answer that question either. But what I guess I'm getting at is individually, for our own lives, for our own sake, look at what you truly believe in. And as simple as the flu is, it is very complicated. So let's look at life from the complicated to the simplicity to the complicated. Look at what you are believing in. What is coming into your life? Are you prosperous? Are you healthy? Are you happy? Are you here this morning? This morning there was 1, 2, 3 people, 4, and myself. Not that we're not people, but Laverne and myself were in the office, and there still weren't very many people. Then I came in here and got set up, and then there was one more person came in, and then I turned around and looked at see whether the words were showing on the screen or not, because there's various versions of the song. And there were no words on the screen, so I turned back around and there's people! Somehow, you all just filled up the spaces that you're in, and it's wonderful. But did I ever say, nobody's gonna be there this morning, June? When you opened your blinds and you saw that snow on your roof, I guess it was about that thick. And then I proceeded on downstairs and said, I guess it's really thick out there. And then by the time I opened the garage door, it's not that much snow. But I never said, nobody's going to be there today. And you can tell that I didn't say it because you're here.
Amen.
Thank you. Thank you. You see that? You see that logic in your own thinking? If you have stinking thinking, I would have maybe, but being the minister, I probably wouldn't have turned around, got back under the covers, and didn't care what time it was. But the simplest things that we do, that we create junk in our minds and go and do things that we know are not, they're just not what we ought to be doing. They're not big, they're not small, they're just things, they're just whatever. Think first, because you believe. You do believe in the oneness of all things. And when you see it, when I see it, the most often is when something negative shows up, and then I have to say, stop it. You did not create this, otherwise it would not be here. So I do believe that we do what we do, even though we were taken to church when we were very, very small, probably, maybe not. But whenever you started going to church, you went looking for something. Thing. The word thing keeps coming up. You went looking for that thing that was to increase your life's purpose, that was to bring you joy. Even if you were a child, which I was, the person leading me to that knew that in the long run of things, if I started when I was as young as I was, that it would be beneficial to me today, right now, that I was paraded off to church in weather like this, because I grew up at that time in Buffalo, New York, and Buffalo got more snow than Cleveland did. We were kind of noted for that, which was not a happy place to be. But think about, when did you start believing? When did you start believing? For me, in Science of Mind, was not nearly as quick as when I believed in Catholicism. Or did I really believe in Catholicism? And why did I stop going? I don't know. I'm asking myself a lot of questions here. Maybe you'll ask yourself some questions. So believing is so important. Why did you bother to get dressed, get up first, see the weather, get dressed, and still come here to church this morning? Or you're on Zoom this morning? Is it because you ought to do it? It's certainly not for, well, it's not for me. It's not for the people sitting in this room. It's not for the other people on Zoom. It's because something in your belief system, in your heart system, in your mind system, values this thing. We're on the chapter about the thing itself, the way it works. You value that so much that you did not turn around from getting here to hear the word this morning, or to read it as it came over your computer this morning. And once you got it on the computer at home, you still got up and maybe dressed only from the midway up. Who cares? We don't have that luxury. We have to dress foot and head to toe. But whatever brought you to this moment, to hear my voice, to hear that song, to know that there are other people around you that believe the same way you do, and that is going to just be such a mental growth to your beingness.
Amen.
That's awesome. It's truly awesome. And on this page here, under mental work is definite. It is definite. It takes effort to be happy in this surroundings of life. Just my opinion, just my thought pattern. leaving the television off. Don't play the radio that much anymore. But leaving that, the words, the only words that come over the television or the radio from another entity, which we may consider not the truth for us. That silence, that decision to not listen to what you choose not to listen to is a plus, is an assistive few moments, long moments in your mental work being definitely safe, being definitely blessing, being definitely clear, and moving you toward what you started, whatever age you started going to somebody's church, whether you were brought there, whether you were dragged there, whether you went on your own in spite of anybody else in your house going, whatever it was. Mental work is definite. And when we have enough mental work within our beingness that we trust coming into this building and hearing the word, or any other building that you choose to go to that has a spiritual word to give you at any moment in time, that is mental health. Mental health, and it is definite. It says here in the program, each state of thought taps the same principle. Principle, God. Same God, same thought pattern. I do not believe, because I know for myself and I believe what I know. I'm sure there are some somewhere, maybe, maybe not, beginning to sound like somebody else. But what I believe is, if you walk into a sacred space, principle, each state of thought taps the same principle. God, no matter what language is spoken, no matter what songs are sung, no matter what the entity that is sitting where I'm sitting or standing where I'm standing, or a group of people or one person, each uses the same law, it's inspired by the same spirit, but each draws forth a different result. And that's because we start with what we're tapping into. It's a principle. Somebody else might say it's the law. We also say it's the law. Someone else might say it's inspired by the same spirit. There are other religions, other churches that say spirit. But each draws forth a different result, not only because the philosophy being expressed is different, it's because we each are unique, perfect in beings, and we accept these truths and these principles in a different way. And I'm going to warn you the Sunday before, but one of these Sundays is going to be your turn. Maybe the 5th Sunday in March. Give you time to think about it, because February is very short. That I'm going to let you talk. You'll have the bulletin ahead of time. I'm going to let you decide what you want to speak about one Sunday morning and what your perspective is, because your perspective may not be my perspective. What I know is that all of these words mean a different thing, and they all mean the same thing. And because you are here, I know you understand what I said.
I like that.
Here is multiplicity preceding unity. Let me see. This is what Emerson meant when he said that unity passes into variety. I want to go back up a sentence before that. Here is multiplicity proceeding from unity. Unity is the name of a philosophy, a church system. Science of mind is a system, it's a philosophy, it's a way of life as explained by Ernest Holmes. So this next one is Emerson. This is what Emerson, who was a poet and a philosopher, meant when he said that unity passes into variety. And that statement is from Ernest Holmes. Now you take all three of those things, and if you think about it and you go to another church, and I was going to say even, but I don't want to make it sound any different than anything else. If you go to a Jewish sanctuary, Jewish service, I can't think of the right word, you will maybe hear the service in a language you do not understand. Someone who is from a different country and they come to a unity church or they come to a Catholic church, nowadays you can hear it in English, or they come here and they do not have much English, they may not understand what is being said. There are folks in our community, which I am really considering, hopefully doing, is trying to express what you might hear and what I am trying to express through Ernest Holmes. Because sometimes the words we use, I say we, those who are in religious science, we just go talking and chatting and talk about this, that, and the other. We talk about science of mind, and we talk about the cosmos, and we talk about spirit. And, you know, sometime if there's a guest here and they don't know what we're referring to, they don't get it. Whereas most of us get it because we've heard it so often or we've taken classes. So Emerson says, when he says that unity passes into variety. So the unity is God. And when God expresses itself through Baptist, Methodist, Rosicrucian, science of mind, the Bible, these books that Ernest Holmes writes, someone's going to get a different perspective, but we're all getting a perspective of God is the only thing that is going on here. And if you don't get a word that I say, tap me on the shoulder after church or put up your hand and say, would you share a little about that, Reverend June? And if Reverend June knows what she knows, she will try and share that to you. But if I don't know, I was told a long time ago in my studies, trying to stammer through something as a practitioner to express what the question, to get an answer to the question was, I was pulled aside after church by the minister and said, the best thing you can say is, I don't know, but I will check and see if I can find the answer for you. So in our passages between unity and variety, let's stop trying to be so perfect. We are perfect, but we don't know everything. And we only know what we know that we know, that is limited within rather than skirting around stuff and trying to put 2 and 2 together and make 4, we come up with 5. And then we think we've really done something. 2 and 2 is 5. And then you get these, polite looks, and then you hear the question being asked of someone else because really the person knows the answer. So sometimes people will push your buttons and they'll check and see if you really know what you're talking about. So always, if you don't know, I don't know, but I will check and see what that means. Let's go to the Bible. Let's go to Ernest Holmes. Let's go to the concordance. Let's talk this over between the two of us. And I bet you we come up with an answer, a good answer that fits for both people involved in this conversation. So, it takes some time for me to decide on what I want to talk about, what I feel is moving literally in my gut. And like this week, what I had said to Susie, oh, never mind, Susie, I'm changing my mind. Susie probably said, there she goes again. But it's true. If you don't feel it, if you don't think that it fits for yourself, who do you think it's going to fit for? So you just rest that idea and you move forward and you move on to something else. So we're going to look at page 52, I believe. Let me see. No. Yes, 52, the law. It's in your bulletin. There is no doubt about the immutability and the availability of the law. The law is God. The law is truth. The law is the thing itself. We have now moved over to the pages that say how to use it. At the beginning of the book, in the very first chapter, it is the thing itself. The thing itself. Then it moves into a few pages. On page 35, it says the way it works. Any of those headings say this is God? No. But this is science of mind, and this is the way we talk, and this is the way we learn. The thing itself is God. The way it works is God. And now we're into a new area of thought and how we do things, and it's how it works. So it used to be very common in Science of Mind churches that the first 4 Sundays in January was a review of the first 4 areas of Science of Mind. Pretty much we'd gotten away from it, and I decided, nope, this is January. I want us to start off with knowing what we're focusing on, how we're focusing on it, and what we do with what we learn. And we know we want to have classwork. If you are at all interested in different classes, whether they be Zoom or probably now here with the weather, etc., it would probably be simplest to do it on Zoom. But just let one of your board members know, let me know, and we'll think and try and work out what it can be to have more classes. And so in March, I think I'm already going to pick it, the 5th Sunday in March, we're going to have some type of give and take with our service so that you can be prepared to bring something that you want to talk about, and I can study up a bit and be prepared for what you're asking, and also if you're a member of the congregation here or on Zoom, that you can do that also. So on page 52, there is, let me see where that is. Oh, that's okay. Do you have that? I keep saying you have that on your bulletin. You have that on your part of the bulletin? Okay, thank you. There is no doubt about the Immutatability. Did you say it?
Immutability.
Did I say it okay?
Yeah.
Thank you. Immutatability. Okay. There is no doubt about the immutatability and the availability of the law. Now, what comes up for law? The courts. You've got to go to court. You've got to answer to the law. You've got to follow the laws of the road. You've got to follow the law of, if you want to gain weight, you've got to follow the law of that path. Whatever you need to uphold to, it is the law. In this case, it's God. We all need to hold up to, practice, follow, be within the immutability of the law of God. And there are many, 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 many. They are easy, 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 easy. They are God ordained. They are who we are. So it's not something that is difficult. When I look back, on my life, I think I found it easier to scoot around the law. I was a devilish child. I should not have used devilish. I was an active child. And Leora's not here today because she had to do something. She was not a mischievous child. You can tell. A lot of you know her. You know she was not the mischievous one in the bunch. It was just the two of us. But for some reason, I found it more interesting to be on the other side of what everybody thought, because I liked what I thought, and I thought what I was doing for my thought pattern was perfect. And you know what it was? Because we're all God ordained, and we all do the highest and best for what we think. Because if it is not the highest and best for what we think, God lets us know. And I can attest to many times. Not that Leora was perfect. See, she's not here, so I can talk about it. Not that she was perfect, but we'll just leave it at that. It is right where we happen to be at any given time. See, that's the difference in, I think, in some religions that I won't quote, but I can only go by what I know now as a religious scientist, is there is no given time. We are who we are what we are, always. We are God expressing always. So I've pretty much given up, beaten up myself, my past childhood, and I live in perfection. I say in harmony to all of life. And that is the best and the highest that I can be. And there's a lot more here, but there's not much more time on the clock. But I put a lot of information in your bulletin this week. In fact, after Susie told me how tiny the type was on the sheet, I took about 4 paragraphs out, if you can imagine. So if you start on page 35, the way it works, you go through the notes that I have given you, and I'm going to have Laverne come up and do the reading because it shows a different perspective. And artists can take collection while she does that. And then we'll we'll just move into treatment after you finish.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The power of beliefs to shape our experience and destiny. In a fascinating case documented by the British medical journal BMJ in 1995 titled A Nail in the Foot, an illustration of the nocebo phenomenon. Researchers Andrew F.K. Smith and J.P. Wesley explore the profound impact of beliefs on physical experiences. The study recounts the story of a construction worker who accidentally stepped on what he believed was a nail. The man experienced severe pain, which he attributed to the supposed nail puncturing his foot. Despite the intense pain, he refused medical treatment until he was given painkillers. Once he was sedated, doctors discovered that the nail had not actually penetrated his foot. The pain was caused solely by his belief that the nail had injured him. This case illustrates the nocebo phenomenon, where negative expectations or beliefs can lead to real physical symptoms, even in the absence of actual physical harm. It underscores how powerful our beliefs can be in shaping our physical reality and highlights the intricate connection between mind and body. This phenomenon serves as a reminder of the significant role that mental and emotional states play in our overall health and experience. What aren't we seeing in our lives that is right there before our very eyes because of our beliefs? The case of Mr. Wright and the miracle drug, Annie Harrington, the placebo effect, an interdisciplinary exploration, Cambridge, Maryland, Harvard University Press, 1997. In the 1950s, a man known as Mr. Wright was suffering from advanced cancer and had tumors the size of oranges in his body. He was bedridden and near death, but Mr. Wright heard about an experimental drug called crabiosin, and begged his doctor to let him try it. His doctor agreed, despite believing that Mr. Wright had only a few days to live. Amazingly, within a few days of receiving the injection, Mr. Wright's tumors had shrunk significantly, and he was able to leave the hospital. He was convinced that crabiosin had cured him. However, a few months later, reports surfaced that crabiosin was ineffective. Upon hearing this, Mr. Wright's cancer returned, and he was once again near death. His doctor, still convinced of the power of belief, gave him injections of placebo, telling him it was a new, more potent version of crabiosin. Mr. Wright's health improved dramatically once more, and he lived for several more months, enjoying a good quality of life. Eventually, when it became widely known that crabiosin was a placebo, Mr. Wright's belief in the treatment faded, and he succumbed to his illness shortly thereafter.
Wow.
And so it is.
So it is.
Thank you, Laverne. Truth, fiction, do you believe? Do you not believe? It's up to you. Think about your own life. What do you get all upset about sometime? Then you find out a different story. Just think about, what do we believe? So I'm going to do treatment, and I want you to look at the very last quote in your bulletin, and we'll begin the treatment this way, the recognition of God. God is an intelligent force, always present and always active. God is eternally in its creation and never separates from it. Wherever there is evidence of creative action, there God is. God is mind and created through its word or idea, and this is the universal creative vehicle, by Charles Fillmore. So bringing yourself, your own mental thought pattern into that wonderful mind that is ours. Bring into your mind a heart that needs prayer for health issue, any issue in the family of financial enhancement or loss thereof, any medication that needs to be taken and trusted and be aware of. All the wonders and the emphasis of God is peace. It is peace in the spoken word. It is peace in trusting of a government. It is peace within our souls. There is only one essence, one truth, one beingness going on here. And as the ideas, the travels, the energy of our lives, I bless these travels. I bless our awareness of knowing who and what we are, what we accept, what we believe, what we can say yes to, what we can say no to, and what we can change our mind about. We are whole, we are divine, we are perfect, we are complete. And everyone that we know within the sphere of our influence, our relatives, our practitioners, our members in our church who need our prayer. Perfect song, Gilbert. One of my favorite songs that touches my heart and brings forth God within me. I bless us all. I bless our country. And I know that the placebos are not our truth, but we know the truth. And I simply allow this truth to be. And together let us say, and so it is. Amen. Thank you. So we're just a few minutes over this morning, and I bless this collection that's coming forth for us, and I feel good today. How you all feel?
I feel awesome.
Good.
Hey.
Good. All right.
Peace on.
So we're going to circle up, and Jerry's going to come up and remind us of our blessed.
Oh, we got to do that part. My bad.
Pardon me.
I was excited.
Let's just relax. Put your feet flat on the floor. Take a cleansing breath. Father, we just give thanks for this time that we've been together. We give thanks for this wonderful lesson that we received from our minister. We give thanks for the beautiful music, the wonderful building that we have that is warm and loving. We give thanks for everything that's happened today. Give thanks for each and every person that has stepped forth in helping out. And we release this into the ethers, knowing that all is well. And if you're in agreement with me, you can say with me.
And so it is.
And so we let it be.
Amen.
I just want to remind you that our chair exercise class will be Wednesday again at 11 to 12 o'clock. And it's a donation of $5. Remember our members and friends in prayer. Practitioners are available for personal prayer and assistance after service Sunday mornings. Prayer request forms on the backs of the chairs and up here by the prayer box. You may also email your request to fran10_10@att.net, and everything that's discussed with a practitioner is 100% confidential. We have a few cookbooks left, and we're going to do the peace song. So right now we can step forward and do the peace song. Thank you.
I do have something that I'm going to share with you. As Tay was reacting to getting up, we have one practitioner who is available to us every Sunday at this present moment, and that is Jerry. I have spoken with people who were willing to be within the service to read part of our bulletin, and I have asked Tay if she would do it next week. And if you are interested, I know that our
You talking about Tara?
no, wait a minute. I get Carolyn. When I have to slow down and think. Carolyn has offered to do it. Some of you have had classwork, some of you haven't. Some of you just have the ability to read the words of truth and know that they are accepted by all of us. So if you're interested in reading once in a while to help us out, there's all aspects of church. And every single member here, I trust to be a part of our service. So if you're interested, we'll talk about it. And I just bless us all, and especially our Fran, who has not been able to be here on a consistent basis. So let's sing Peace. Send it up to Washington.